James next here. Just, I think Cecilia's question, I'm just paraphrasing, was that if it is possible to advertise within 7 days for a replacement for Mr. Wallace, then surely within 7 days it would have been possible to complete the process.
My name is Mary Honan. Some time back, about 2 years ago, I set up a Facebook page called My Limerick, primarily to support the arts and culture in this city and to promote all things positive about this city. Now, my background is I've been a dancer from the age of 4. I'm a drama teacher. I have a PhD and an MA in English and a degree from the College of Art in Limerick. I'm sure there are people who are equally involved in the arts in Limerick, and I would have liked the opportunity, as someone who isn't working and has done all of this without any financial support from anybody. I'm the first person ever to do a PhD in Holocaust literature, and I'm a Limerick woman, and I'm the first person in Mater Dei in Dublin to do it. I'm a Limerick woman, and I should have been given the same opportunities as these anonymous 5 people to go for a position with this. I surely deserve
it. John Murphy, actor. Excuse my lack of my speaking abilities. I don't have a large PR company behind me to prepare me for this. Something remarkable happened in the last few weeks of Limerick City of Culture. If you look at any previous cities, as Mr. Cox referred to, there's been trouble and strife. But the one thing we didn't hear since Carl got the job, and particularly since Carl allocated money, was bitching and moaning from the artistic community, which I can tell you is very common. It's a testament to Carl Wallace and the team he put together, and not just picking shows. That's not what an artistic director is about. It's about investing his time, his energy, and dare I say it, his love. Nobody coming in on a short-term employment interview process can possibly match his passion, his love, and his genuine belief in Limerick. All I can say is ye have so underestimated the vivacity, the life, the love, and the emotional context he brought to this job. And the reason 500 people are here is, yes, we are angry with some of you, shame on some of you for how you have mishandled this, but because we respected and had admiration and wanted Carl Wallace to be here. And I'll tell you, let me say one final thing. If you people could hand the checkbook to Carl Wallace, resign and let him do the job, it would still be a good bloody year.
Yeah, sure. My name is Anne Blake. I'm a theatre practitioner and musician, and since about March I was put in a position to be chair of Arts and Artists, of a pillar that was put in place actually by City Council, and then Carl came into the job, and it was a form of communication between artists across various disciplines. Not only that, there was a chair of history and heritage, sports and tourism, food and craft, community, education. I really hope I don't forget anyone. The main thing is what Carl put in motion, and then City Council did initially with those pillars, and what happened then with the Cultural Industries Network was people met and spoke, and the main duty of care for Limerick City Culture, in my opinion, is to the City of Limerick, the people who will attend, the people who will create work. What was created was so special. I spoke to people I've never spoken to before, and people were, the projects that came out, like we all went through hundreds and hundreds of hours of voluntary meetings. We came up with, Carl and his team fashioned a vision, a very, very exciting, inclusive, unique identity of Limerick vision for this city of culture. We all met, we all proposed projects, we then went through the laborious job of applying. All I'm saying is something very special was created, a vision was fashioned, and for him and his team, there was confidence that was built there, there was a relationship built there. That's very damaging to lose that. And all I'm saying is steps to restore the confidence that has been created between the people of Limerick and Limerick City Culture and us all to shine. It's our year to shine. That confidence is so important to be restored. That's just all I want to say. Thanks.
Okay, sure. Yep. My name is Keith Mills. I don't have any artistic qualifications, but then I don't believe you do need them by the sound of it to get some jobs around here. The one thing I'll say is I come here as a private citizen, and it is the citizens of Limerick that need to be heard here, not just the artistic community, with all deference to those artistic communities. I think that they've done a fabulous job and will, by the sound of it, do a fantastic job, but it's the citizens who say that they're from Limerick and are proud of their city that need to be heard, and who are, at the end of the day, taxpayers and are funding this. By the sound of it, the trust has been broken between the artistic community and the people who are going to provide the basis for this City of Culture, and the committee, the City of Culture Committee. And that seems to be, whether we like it or not, around focused on the nomination and the way the appointment of the CEO. And I'd like a show of hands, just to get a view here. Who believes that the CEO should now step aside and hand this back to the people of Limerick?
Thank you very much for that. Anybody else up here like to speak? I'm sorry, Tom. Yes, of course.
Thank you. My name is Tom Prendergast, and I've attended numerous meetings over the last while as well. And Limerick has a great opportunity to shine this year, and we were all very, very excited about it, and will shine. And I was out a week ago last Sunday, and I met two 20-odd-year-olds. And I grew up here. I've spent all my life here pretty much. And I said, is it great in Limerick at the moment? And the two of them said, yeah, it's fantastic. And that's the first time in a long, long time that I've heard that. And it gave me great encouragement for the future. And, this City of Culture is going to go on. But as long as Pat Cox, Patricia Ryan and Con Murray's names are attached to it, I'm not happy at all. At all.
Thank you. Sorry. Just one lady here, sorry.
Hello, my name is Loretta O'Brien, and I'm here as an ordinary, everyday person who actually got a bit of a shock when I read I'm listening to the vitriolic approach to people. What's actually wrong here are egos, big egos in the way of doing things correctly. We have a situation where we have a board. They're asked to do a job. They should be let do their job. I don't necessarily know whether they can succeed or not, but I feel they should be let do their job. They have made, as a board, they have made decisions. Not every decision made by a board is acceptable to all in an audience. And we sometimes must learn to live with it. We need to get through this. I am coming to Limerick. I moved to Limerick 30 years ago. And you know what? My father was maybe right. Now, can you all prove him wrong?
Thank you.
My name is Paul Boland. I'm a singer, songwriter, performer, and I work here in a local venue, University Council. And I have worked very closely with City of Culture Limited over the last few weeks, in particular on the New Year's Eve event. We took a lot of slack on ourselves, and I, for one, worked closely on it as a producer on it. Yes, there are difficulties and criticisms, but that's the whole idea of this. And I think the vital mistake that everyone's making here, first of all, it is not City of Arts, it is City of Culture. And that means changing culture. And what the board are trying to do, they're given a crazy task. Carol Wallace was appointed back in March. I started working on New Year's Eve from November. I also acted as consultant with the programmers. There was a refusal to engage with me, purely because they felt they couldn't have their people to do the job. I was a neutral body. I can tell you that is true. I have the emails to support it if you want me to show them. And the truth of the matter is a lot of people don't understand exactly what is going on here. And the truth of the matter is, it's just a media PR frenzy, whether it be Carl Wallace or whether it be whoever is involved in it. Everybody just needs to calm down. From the board's perspective, it is a limited company. If they can operate as a limited company and hopefully make some sort of revenue that will generate, we can move on.
Does that include censorship?
Oh, unfortunately, from the public perception point of view...
Sorry, through the chair. Thank you. I'll come back to you. Thank you.
My name is Brown, Tony Brown, and I'm interested in history, especially local history. First of all, I'd like to say that I saw pictures today in the paper of the board. I don't know who they are. I think the only culture they'd know would be in yogurt. Because I don't know who they are. I think they're people that want to further their own nest, and they are connected to political parties, some of them are. Now, I was stopped from going on the board by a member of the city council who objected to me. He said he is not to be on the committee, which I think is disgraceful. He had the power to do that. He could stop me from going on the board, right? And all I'm interested in is culture. There has nothing got to do with music coming up. There's no flags. Derry had 2 flags. There's nothing got to do with Irish culture in general. And I think the whole thing is crazy. Who are these people? They're not from Limerick anyway. I'm 5 generations Limerick. I'm proud of it.
Hello, my name is Kevin Kiley. I'm an actor and a writer, and more importantly, I'm a citizen. I hold an Irish passport, I hold an Irish driving licence, and I've read the Constitution. So that's the background of who I am. I understand and I take the point that it isn't about artists, it's about citizens of this city. And as a citizen of this city, I have 2 questions. The first question is, when was it decided that the artistic director of City of Culture would be omitted from the planning procedures of the New Year's Eve pageant, which missed the countdown for New Year's Eve? And the second question is, why haven't we heard from Patricia Ryan yet? And who were those 5 people that were interviewed for her job?
My name is Katie Verling, and I would like to call myself a pensioner arts activist. I was asked, because I have no involvement in any project in Limerick last year, this year, I was asked to get involved in the assessment project of the Made in Limerick process. There were 330 projects, and what was magnificent about them and really exciting about them was the number of communities and organisations and individuals involved. It was not just artists or cultural activists. It was communities with great imagination. It was gardeners and beekeepers and every sort of a thing. And it was one of the most exciting, if not the most exciting artistic process I've ever been involved in. But what Carl and I and the other assessor kept on coming back to was the need for hand-holding in the delivery of these projects, because many of the people who were involved in these projects and proposed these projects, this was the biggest thing they had ever done. And they needed to be kind of helped through it, which the producers who had expertise in everything from the technology of wiring and electrical goods or trains or cranes or whatever it was, they needed help in all of these areas. And that's what producers in the arts world do. They have expertise in the production and delivery and the stage management of events. And the thing I think that is uniting most of us is a huge concern that there is a profound absence within the centre of the City of Culture structure that is not being addressed by the board, and simply replacing an artistic director with another artistic director without changing the structure and the communications within that structure is not going to work.